believe Victoria was the only child able to go to public school. All the other kids have never went to public school in their life. And the only reason why she got taken out of public school, with the information I know, was just because of stress of school and stuff. I know my aunt just really doesn't like the public school systems.
Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you can hear any commotion whatsoever, that would be Sunny, who at this very present moment is lying over his brand new donut plushie toy. So as long as he's not squeaking it, we're absolutely fine. So what I actually wanted to talk to you guys about today was this mad mama. And the thing is that I don't talk about her for a little bit, maybe a couple weeks. I won't say a single word, but I'll just be collecting all of this almost evidence. It's always pointing to the fact that she just doesn't tell the truth. And she just says the most randomest things, which I'm like, what? And also, do not get me started on the clips of her eldest daughter, who I can talk about because they're 23 or something. Literally either hitting or kicking their siblings. And I'm just like, what is going on? I'll leave screenshots left and right. I'm not near my computer, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of reading. So when I leave a screenshot, just pause and read it, and I'll try my best to explain whichever screenshot says. If you don't know who this mad mama is, please go have a little look at any of the other videos I've ever done. It's kind of hard to explain. She's like the gothic version kind of the Doherty Dozen, and the only reason why they are is because they have 12 kids. That's pretty much the only relevance they both have. They also know each other, and this mad mama, aka Veronica, often mentions her, does TikToks of her and all of that kind of stuff. She's said and done a lot of things in a very short time frame. I feel like I only discovered her a couple months ago.
Check the linko in the bio if you want to sub to our yeet. Thanks, see you there, bye.
So much to talk about in terms of her, so like I say, please go watch any of my past videos. But one of the reoccurrent themes that people have is the issue of, do they live in poverty, do they not? Now Veronica will very often say that she doesn't have any money. She'll beg for money. She will, even ask people to donate money to buy her kids toys, yet they don't live in poverty because she managed to blitz through 10k a month. Supposedly this is literally from her own mouth. This isn't from my own mouth. So it gets ultra confusing. And she has said stuff in the past. There's this interview that I found. I can't remember who it was. I'll put it up here. I think it was New York Times or something. She did extremely giving damning evidence interview, where she was basically saying in it, and I will quite literally put it up here, she said in it that, that people were actually reporting her to CPS. People were saying that her kids were coming in looking underfed and that they looked always hungry. Okay, so keep this in mind. So she said stuff like that, but she claims to get 10k a month, which she doesn't save because she doesn't want to be saving at the minute, even though their house seemingly needs a lot of repairs done to it. They basically bought it. They bought this mad great big house for 23 grand or something insane. Because it was gonna be demolished kind of thing. It needed doing up. It needs a lot of work to it, and they're supposedly blitzing for all this money. Anyway, the reason why I say this is because I saw this recent TikTok of her niece.
I swear to God, some people are just so ignorant. And I am the niece of this mad mama.
So I went onto her niece's TikTok, and it says in it that they're 14. I don't know whether or not that's true or not. So either way, I'm not going to be showing the full clip of this, but there was this bit where her niece basically came on and started defending the fact that everyone was saying that her kids were really underweight, because I think she said that one of her kids was 40 pounds when they were 10. I can't remember what it was, but basically implying that her kids were quite underweight.
Marvelous is a whole 4 foot tall and 49 pounds at 10 years old, which is actually pretty small. So the doctor scheduled him a hand x-ray, which is supposed to determine bone age, I guess. Short stature actually runs in my family.
And her niece basically comes on and says you guys don't know, their kids are fine, that people are just really short in our household. She then also goes on to say that CPS were never called on her kids because how could they be when none of them went to school apart from the eldest?
I also want to point this out. It says she started homeschooling her kids because of malnourishment or whatever. That's not true, according to what I know. I believe Victoria was the only child able to go to public school. All the other kids have never went to public school in their life.
And I've literally read an interview where Veronica says that she stopped sending her children to school because they were getting like dobbed in, I suppose, or whatever. So already like something isn't adding up, and I'm not for one moment saying that her teenage niece is lying. And we see a lot of clips of kind of what her kids eat and how much it looks like they're given and all of this. And I'm not here saying that her kids are malnourished. Like, please don't get this. I'm just saying that there is a very large consensus on this is what's going on. You only have to look on the Reddit thread and you're a bit like, what is going on? Anyway, just go have a little look and you'll see what I mean. When she's out here saying one thing and then her niece is like saying the other, and it's like, who are you lying to? Because you're either lying to the interviewee people or you're either lying to your own family. I just don't really get it, to be perfectly honest with you. I just don't really get it. Not just that as well. There was the knife comment, right? So we're going to go all the way back to this silly knife comment. So a little while ago, I remember Veronica made a statement saying that one of her eldest kids like throws knives in the house, and I was like, what's happening? And then she then made another comment saying that her other daughter threw a knife at their other sibling, and Veronica basically just brushed it off and was like, sugar, spice and everything nice to do with this child that was throwing a knife at her other sibling. So literally I'm like, what house is this? What house are we throwing knives? Where are we? Who are these? I do not want anyone round to my house who's going to be throwing knives at me or my kids. I'm just so confused. I'm like, why are you bragging about this? Can you see what I mean? It's already starting to paint this weird picture. And I'm like, what? And then she did this comment. I'll put it up here. And she basically said, men throw knives. What is this? Like, what is this? Who says stuff like that? Who says stuff like that? But the thing is that if she's passing these kind of beliefs onto her kids are literally going to end up thinking that like you can just go around throwing knives at people. But heaven forbid they should ever be allowed to take birth control. But it's perfectly fine if they go around throwing knives at their siblings or the man can go and throw a knife at a woman. That's absolutely fine because, you know, men will be men. Real men throw knives. But no, women, you must never be on birth control. This makes sense if you've been following her, because she refuses point blank period, even her kids that are teenagers. She refuses to go and get them or allow them to take birth control because she believes that abstinence is the way forward, and that she has a very, no matter what your thoughts and feelings are on that kind of thing, I feel like yeah, I feel like I've already talked about this one before. As well as like revisiting the whole entire debacle with the eldest daughter, the 23-year-old, who is like literally, there's literal video footage, and there are comments left and right saying like, why do you allow your adult, like the adult daughter who literally has a baby of her own, like in numerous, I think we've seen it twice now with her like kicking a child and then hitting a child. There's like comments left and right saying like, why are you doing that? And then she then responded, because she actually has her own TikTok as well, or whatever it is. Her then responding to other comments saying like, what are you doing? The whole thing is just like, I have no idea what is happening over here. Like there is a lot of right for people to be very suspicious and annoyed at kind of what she puts out, what she promotes. I do honestly think that Veronica as a mum, like not just as a mum but as a person, I feel like she does need a lot of help. And I think, if I remember rightly, she has said that she struggles with like her own mental health and just kind of like doing everything herself. Like there's this whole backstory with her dad, and there's a lot of different stuff, and I feel bad kind of sitting here being like, I simply just don't understand. But the thing is that she does all of this like shady behavior that comes on, and she's of course like parading her kids around, just making them just do whatever. Like, I feel so bad for her kids. Whenever any of them have gotten any snacks or anything, she's like, hey, what kind of snack have you got? Hey, what kind of snack have you got? And there's an ultra favoritism between her eldest kids and her youngest kids. Like, she will drop her kids at like her younger ones kind of at the drop of a hat to go and spend time with the elder kids. And of course this has all been documented as well, and people talk about it and people question her, and she goes, well, I miss, like, I want to hang around with them as much as I can whilst I still can and stuff. And it's like, I feel like I could just ramble on for a long time, but her kids, like, they're all homeschooled, they don't get any privacy and things. The niece was basically saying that only one of them was homeschooled, but then that doesn't make any sense because Veronica herself even said that like CPS was being called. And I'm just like, people don't ring CPS for no apparent reason, like, especially if you weren't already involved. If you weren't involved with social media at the time, which I don't think she was, why would people don't just like randomly call CPS for no reason? Like, just, you know, just like a parent won't call, do you know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna, unless there was like substantial reasoning for you to actually get involved. If you see that parent around and you see those children's around, it's like a lot less likely, unless there was like something extreme, or unless there was, you know, unless that's always like something to actually report. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much all I wanted to say on this matter. I was just compiling the stuff that I've kept in my mind. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, I don't blame the niece or whatever for wanting to stand up and say, you know, don't say this about my aunt or whoever, you know, like, it's not true, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that she says one thing and then does the next. And she's always kind of done this, but she says that she's going to do more long form videos.
TikTok has been really, really good for my family, but all my really successful friends have been pushing me to post more on YouTube. So if you want to see more for the next 30 days, most of my focus is going to be over there. So check the linko in the bio if you want to sub to our yeet. Thanks. See you there. Bye.
But the comments that she gets on her long form YouTube videos are not good. Like, people don't seem to really like her as much over on YouTube as like on TikTok. She kind of has like a select group of people that like watching her TikToks, but there are a lot of hateful comments as well. And to be honest, I wouldn't even necessarily call them hateful, because they are sort of just like voicing, some of them are in the way that they say it, but a lot of the time people are just voicing their concerns about what they're watching, because some of her content is a little bit questionable, as we've just gone over. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.